Today, I'm taking it back to the 80s and 90s, and I'm going to be doing a fun Dutch door spread in my retro-themed journal. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Tracy, and here on my channel I do a lot of creative play in my journals, plus I like to sticker up my planners and do some shopping hauls. So if that sounds like something that is of interest to you, then hit that subscribe button and definitely consider checking out some of my other videos, because I do have a lot of conveniently curated playlists. Some that have like Dutch door specific ones, non-Dutch door specific journaling spreads, planner spreads, and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out. So let's talk about today. So I have my nostalgia themed journal here. This is my, I guess we can say, a girl with plans journal, because it's not limited to just social media. But I created this journal back in December 2024, and it has all of my milestones and stats and important stuff related to a girl with plans. Yes, I do record that stuff on a monthly basis in my planner, but the reason why I record it in my planner is so I can transfer it to here. The reason why I decided to do this back in 2024 is because, you know, at the end of the year, you start a new planner. So then my stats for social media or girl with plans type stuff is all like spread out over several planners. Because like I said, start one new each year. Sometimes I start multiple each year because I get bored. So I figured I want everything conveniently in one particular journal. So that's the reason why I have this one. This is an Archer and Olive journal. They did bring this cover back, I think like in a B5, but it might be sold out again. I'm not 100% sure. I did not check that before I started this video, but definitely kind of keep your eye out if this is a cover that you want, because they might restock it, because it's definitely one that people love. I do have a discount code for Archer and Olive, which I will pop up on the screen, and I do have all of my affiliate links and discount codes always in the description box. This is an A5 though. And we are going to sticker it up with Retro Babe, which surprisingly is still available on the Live Love Posh website. I was shocked. I thought it was going to be long gone, but it's not. It's still there. When I got this sticker book, I got it specifically with this journal in mind, and I got it on sale. But if you missed out on the sale and you really want this sticker book, I do have a discount code for Live Love Posh as well, plus an affiliate link and all that good stuff. All right, so yeah, we're gonna decorate this journal today. What I will say, here's my 2026 spread. This is something I'm gonna set up and decorate at the end of the year with like highlights and stuff from the year. I think I'm gonna do my first Dutch door in here, just because when I was looking at these stickers, I was inspired, and I think it'll work well with my idea if I can make it actually happen. If my idea will transform to paper, it should. It's not that complicated. But the reason why I'm doing a Dutch door is because I have not set up any of the months for the second quarter. Yes, we are in the third quarter, but I set up for the first quarter and I stopped March. So I need to set up April, May, June, maybe July, but definitely April, May, June. That's the reason why I was like, I can do Dutch doors and use kind of the same types of stickers, the same type of design. It'll make things a little bit easier. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So that's why I'm doing that now. Like I said, it's my first Dutch door in here. Usually I just create a 2-page monthly spread and be done with it. And on my monthly spread, that's where I put all of my monthly kind of stats and things like that for social media. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use all of these like little images. I obviously could do a Dutch door where I could find like similar items. Like you have the Dunkaroos here, you have the front and the back, so that would work for a Dutch door. You know, you have, these are like a little bit different sizes, but you could probably still make that work. Maybe even with the microphone isn't like that far off from this size. Then you're probably going to have some like square items. Like these aren't too far off. One's obviously bigger than the other. Or you can put one on the front, one on the back. I don't want to do that. I want to save one set for like later. Again, when I first started looking through this, I thought it was sold out. So I thought I had to do that. But I'm going to still kind of keep with that. I'm not going to use the cigarettes. Not going to use the cigarettes. I wish they were candy cigarettes. That would consider using in my journal or planner, but not like real ones. But what I started thinking was I'm going to do a simple Dutch door because I don't want to have to kind of match shapes on one side to another. So I was like, maybe I could do circles, because that kind of reminds me, you remember like the little, I don't know what to call them, so I'll just call them like gumball machines type things, where you used to get the little toys. I was like, it would kind of be like something like that. Like I would put these in the circle and they were just clear circles. I mean, sometimes it was like half color, half, clear. But I was like, maybe I could do that. And I could do them with different sizes too. So like, I don't have to like keep the same size, but I think that would be easy. Obviously, the hard part would be cutting it because it's a circle. But it'll be easier than trying to cut around some of these. This stencil that I'm using, it's like, I think it's like considered an architect's tool. I got this from Amazon. It came in a pack of 2. The second one is a lot larger of circles. I will say, because I ordered it online and it came in like a bubble mailer, it did break in transit, and I don't even think I even told Amazon. I got this a couple of years ago. I'll see if I can find it, and if I can, I'll link it down below. However, I would recommend, if you have like a Hobby Lobby or something like that near you, check there. I did see something similar at Hobby Lobby in their like drawing section, just because if you get it there, then it's guaranteed to not break in transit. All right, so I decided to go with a larger circle on this first page just because it can be larger. On the other pages, you will see I will choose smaller circles. So I did think before I drew the circles, I don't know if you caught it, but I drew the first circle at the top, and then I almost went and drew the middle circle, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to draw the bottom circle next and then go back and do the middle circle just to make sure it's more centered. And I did want them lined up just about perfect. I just felt like it would look better with the Dutch doors because I want to do more circles on the other Dutch doors. I felt like if I made them kind of wonky, it might be kind of harder placement wise for the next Dutch door. So that's the reason why I did line them up. It might have worked out fine if I did them wonky. And when I say wonky, like one, I might have had the outer edge on like the 5th dot in, the other one, the outer edge might be on the 8th dot in. That's what I mean by wonky, like not perfectly like in line with one another. So I did use some scallop washi from Live La Poche to, I guess we can say, connect the circles together. And that was just pretty much to add something to the void area on the page. It really won't play a role as far as the Dutch doors go because you're not going to see the scallop washi on the other Dutch doors when you're looking at it from the first page. But I do think something is needed to kind of tie all of these circles together. I probably could have put stickers or whatever, but washi is just simple, easy. And to me, it kind of doesn't take away from what I have in the circles. So that's the reason why I just went with the washi. And I just chose the scallop because I think it just adds a little something. It makes it look like it's all fancy. And that I even did fancy cutting when I didn't because I'm just cutting it straight, but it gives the illusion that I did a scallop cut. And yes, you did see that I was using scissors for the majority of my cutting. I felt like trying with the gyro cutter here, I probably would not have gotten as close to the circle or the outline of the circle as I can with the scissors. Just because of the swivel blade, and I'm not an expert with it. So I just felt like the safer option for me was to use scissors, and I did just bring out my X-Acto knife and ruler to cut the straight lines that run alongside the washi. So instead of doing the flip side of the Dutch door, I'm going to go ahead and do all of the cutouts for the Dutch doors and all of the sticker placements on the front side of the Dutch doors. Then I'm going to go back and do all of the back sides. And, because I'm not using duplicate stickers or reverse image stickers or anything like that, I felt like there's no risk of me accidentally using one of like a duplicate. That's usually the reason why I do the reverse side after I do the front side, is because I don't want to accidentally use the sticker that I'm going to need. But in this case, I don't have to worry about that because everything is just going in a circle. I just decided to do all of the front sides first so that way I can kind of use all of the stickers that I really want on the front of the Dutch doors, and then use all the leftovers on the back side of the Dutch doors, because we all know that what's on the front side is what we really, really like. That's where all the photos are taken, is from the very first page. Now, like I said, I am going to be using, or I did use, a smaller circle template for that second Dutch door. I just thought it fit better between the circles that were on the first Dutch door. That was like the only reason. It had nothing to do with the size of the stickers or anything like that. It was just based on what I thought looked better. And that's kind of the thought process for all of the remaining pages as well. I just kind of put the stencil behind each of, the pages to kind of see what looked the best or what fit the best. I do want to say that when you probably guys already know this, but just in case you don't, that when you use a stencil and you're like tracing the inside, your circle that you're tracing is going to be smaller than the actual stencil circle, because your pen is going up against the edge, so that takes a little bit of space away. So some of these stickers appeared to fit perfectly when I was like putting the stencil on top of it, but then once I drew the circle, I had to cut some of the sticker away. That's the reason why. Maybe if I use like a skinnier pen instead of my click art markers, maybe I would have gained a little bit more room. I don't know. I have to test that out next time. But just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, as I was doing all of this, I did go a little bit bigger. So I went up a size for the third Dutch door. Again, I was just kind of going by what fit, what looked the best and what fit. So initially, this would have been my very last page. So no cutting done on this page. So that way we would have April, May, and June. I would have completed the entire second quarter, and then the entire second quarter is part of a Dutch door. I don't know. It just seemed like that would make sense. But I will say, after I put all the placements down and I cut this out, I needed another Dutch door. So I do end up doing 4, 3 with cutouts, and then the fourth page is the one that has no cutouts, but it still mimics the same design. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of watch me finish this process up. I will pop back in when I go to do the first page. I just feel like you guys probably don't need me to chat about the process anymore, because it's kind of like a wash and repeat type thing. I'm just going to be drawing circles, figuring out what fits best in the circle. Most of the time I just use one sticker, but when I feel like it doesn't fit the entire circle, I will throw in another sticker to layer with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I wasn't really prioritizing any of the stickers based on what my favorites were or anything like that. It was pretty much just due to size. Although there were some that I kind of want to save for other purposes. So like I didn't want to use the cassette tapes or anything like that. Although I guess realistically, they would not have been a prize in one of those like little machines, neither would the phone or anything like that. But I'm not sure that everything I put in the circles would have been a prize in those machines either. But I guess we can kind of go with the thought of how, all the kids nowadays get those tiny things. Everything's tiny, like tiny houses and tiny easy bake ovens and stuff like that. Maybe that's what's going on here too. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to throw on some music and I will pop back in probably a few minutes and chat about my thought process for the first page, which there was a lot of thinking going on for that one. now we are back to the very first page. And this one is always one of the more difficult ones unless I just kind of repeat a washi pattern and call it done. This, I wouldn't be able to repeat the washi pattern because, you know, the scallops can't, I mean, I guess you could to an extent work with it, make it work somehow. But yeah, I was like, I got to do a little bit more here. So I went with some ginormous circles here. These are the largest circles of the entire spread. But that first Dutch door is cut so far inward that I have a lot of area to cover, because basically when I flip that first Dutch door over, I want this entire area that you will see on this first page to be decorated. So I don't want any of the functional space over here. I don't need that much functional space on these pages. Like I said, I'm just handwriting like YouTube stats, Instagram stats, other like milestones and things like that. So I can make it work. I can make it work with whatever space is left over. Right here, I am prioritizing the design, guys. I'm prioritizing the design. So I did the two, you know, circles, and I added the washi because that's what I did everywhere else. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? So you can see me playing with the idea of maybe doing a repeating washi pattern, maybe adding some solids. Didn't love the way it looked because I would literally have to go to the left and to the right of the circles to really make that work. So I'm like, well, let me add a sticker. Let me add a sticker or two. So I placed a sticker there. And then when I placed a sticker there, I was like, you know what? I can just draw some more circles that are like going off the page to make it look like it's layered here as well. So almost give, again, like a faux Dutch door. It's not really like a faux Dutch door look because of how I end up having to layer it, because I thought of this after I drew the very first circles already down. But that's what I'm going to go with. So I will be adding these like partial circles to both the left and the right of the large circle. So you will be seeing a lot more circles added to this page. And I will say it was a really good decision. I really liked how it turned out. I thought it looked really cool. And again, I was lucky to be able to find stickers that fit well. But because they're like, the circle isn't fully on the page, it really wasn't about finding stickers that fit well, because you can just cut the stickers as well now. But I wanted a large enough portion of the sticker to be shown so you actually know what it is. Because if you cut too much off where you can't see like the brand name or whatever on it, you might be like, what is that? It looks like this. Is that really what it is? So yeah, that was kind of my thought process there when it came down to choosing the stickers. And you did see where I did remove the washi. I just wasn't feeling it right now. I will add some washi back after I finish doing all the circles. But I'm really glad that I did this. Now, the advantage to me doing a voiceover instead of just chatting with you in real time is I can talk about like alternatives. If you didn't want to do more circles on this first page, if you have any type of scrapbook paper, or if you want to print some type of pattern, whether it be an 80s pattern, a 90s pattern, or maybe just something colorful, that could go here in like a really thick strip because that would look cool. It would give it something without like a lot of effort. So that is something you could always do over here. I used patterned paper in all of my designs for January, February, and March. Definitely check that out in my playlist if you are curious. It is my like creative journaling with non-Dutch doors, because that was not a Dutch door spread. So yeah, you do have options, you know, like I said, if you didn't want to continue this. Unfortunately, that's all I can think of right now is like pattern paper. You know, you can always use box stickers and things like that as well, like decorative boxes. I don't have anything with this particular theme. Obviously, if you were doing another theme or using another sticker book that had those available, that is always an option. But yeah, that's kind of like, you know, what I decided to go with was just more circles to, again, mimic what was on the other side. So we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. This did not take very long. It didn't take very long at all, even though I had to cut circles, and that was what, you know, worried me the most. It was actually really fast. This is probably one of the faster Dutch door spreads I've done as of, you know, at least thinking about recent terms. So now I'm just going to add the months to the top. I'm just using the Mojo Jojo dated sticker books, and I'm just going to add a few more stickers to the page just to kind of add something to the blank space, but I'm only adding one or two. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're done. We are pretty much done, guys. All right, guys, here we go. This turned out so cute, but of course these are super cute stickers, so why wouldn't they, right? So yes, I'm really glad I decided to do the circles. I was a little hesitant at first just because circles are just not that fun to cut out. Like if I put my finger like this, it's like bumpy. So it's definitely not a smooth circle, but because I outlined it with the marker, you really can't see it even when you put it down like this. And I must say, I'm really glad I didn't fill the entire circle with images. So like I left breathing room. I think that also makes it look less cluttered, which is sometimes a critique I have after I finish some of these spreads. So yeah, I really like how this looks. There we go. I set up 4 months. I set up 4 months in this journal, so I'm finally caught up. So I probably will not set up any more pages in this journal until the 4th quarter when I set up my probably August and September spreads. All right, guys. So yes, I use a Retro Babe from Live Love Posh. Super fun sticker book with super fun stickers. Yeah, this just makes me happy. This just makes me happy. It brings back all of my childhood memories, and it's just fun to look at. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.